Have you ever wondered why marriage can be so beautiful at one moment and so difficult the next? Hi everyone, I'm Carrie Claypool with Capernaum Care. Thank you for taking a few minutes to join me. Today we're going to be talking about three things: why God created marriage, why marriage can be so hard, and why marriage is about something bigger than ourselves. As we understand God's design, we can better understand His purpose for our marriages and how He can help us build stronger, healthier relationships. So, marriage isn't a contract, it's or something that we enter into for convenience. It's actually a covenant. From the very beginning, God designed it in Genesis. So, marriage is God's idea. And in Genesis 2, we see that God brings Adam and Eve together as one. And that's not just talking about closeness physically, it's talking about complete unity. Two lives joined together under God. Marriage was meant to reflect unity and covenant oneness under God. But then in Genesis 3, we read about the fall. Sin enters the world and it affects everything, including marriage. Instead of unity, we see blame. Instead of selfless love, we see selfishness. And the same struggle is still in marriages today. We want our own way. We want to protect ourselves. And sometimes we stop serving each other the way that God intended. And we've all seen how quickly this can show up in real life. So I want you to imagine this. A husband and wife both come home after a long, busy day. They're tired and stressed and running on empty. And one just wants a few minutes to sit down and relax. And the other feels overwhelmed by the dinner that needs to be cooked and the laundry that needs to be done, and wonders if anyone even notices all that needs to be done. And then there's a simple comment is made, and it wasn't meant to hurt, but it comes across the wrong way. Feelings get hurt, another comment follows, and it's harsher than intended. And before long, they're no longer talking about who's going to do the dishes or pick up the kids from practice. They're thinking, why doesn't she appreciate me? Why doesn't he listen to me? Do they even know how hard I'm working? What started as a small misunderstanding has now created distance between them, not because they don't love each other, but because sin naturally pulls us inward to ourselves and away from each other. We become more focused on being understood rather than understanding. And that's one of the lasting effects of sin and the fall on every marriage. Something small turns into distance because sin naturally pulls us towards selfishness. But God never designed it this way. Marriage is meant to be a covenant, and a covenant is different than a contract. A contract says, I'll stay if you do your part. A covenant says, I'm committed even when it's hard. And that's the kind of love that God designed marriage to reflect. In the New Testament, Paul takes it even deeper. In Ephesians 5:32, he says that marriage is really a picture of Christ and the church. So when we look at marriage, we're supposed to see something bigger, how Christ loves his people and the church. So husbands and wives are meant to reflect that kind of love, which is sacrificial, faithful, and lasting. And the story doesn't end there. In Revelation, we also see marriage. 21:2. We see the New Jerusalem, which is described as the bride prepared for her husband. It's pointing to the ultimate union between Christ and his church. So marriage here on earth is really meant to point us to something bigger. So when we think about marriage, it's not just about getting along or being compatible. It's about covenant faithfulness. It's about choosing love, even when it's hard. It's about reflecting Christ in how we treat each other. Yes, the fall made marriage harder because it made us selfish, but God gives us grace to grow beyond that. As we follow Him, He teaches us how to love again, how to be patient and humble and faithful. He teaches us what love truly is. So at Capernaum Care, we want to walk with you through the process, helping you rebuild, strengthen, and reinforce your marriage on God's design. So if your marriage feels strained right now, or you just want to grow stronger together, we'd love to walk with you. So give us a call and let's start the conversation. So thank you for watching as we continue to influence relationships for Christ.